Hey everyone, it's Ivan, KeepEdge.com, here to bring you a little drill. Behind me, I'm going to run you through how it's set up and go over it, but it's called the date night drill. Before we get into kind of the nuts and bolts of how this drill is laid out, quick story to illustrate a point. When we set up drills, kind of mini scenarios, it's not saying, hey, this is going to happen and this is how you need to respond. It's more like just little roadmaps through different situations that you can draw from these different experiences. To illustrate the point, recently took a AMTAC shooting class, Force on Force, with Bill Rapier. Great course. In it, there were some little mini scenarios, one of which, getting carjacked, starting in the front seat. Boom, guy's a gun in your face, you're buckled in, got to deal with it. Another one was a no-shoot, basically dealing with this drunk guy. And yeah, you have these different little mini scenarios. So fast forward a number of weeks, out doing some training, shooting all day with my buddy Ian, Rune Nation, taking his pistol course, and I was hosting him. So coming back from the range, have my boys in the back, Ian's up front, I'm driving, get home. As I pull in to basically in front of my house, there's this guy, starts walking towards me. He's in the middle of the intersection, residential neighborhood, middle intersection, starts walking towards me. Obviously agitated, holding a tall boy. Not a small dude, probably like parolee framer or something like that. Starts walking towards me. I'm like, you know what? I've been here before. One, I know I don't want to be sitting in the driver's seat and have to deal with someone like right outside my window. Bad spot to be. Boom, undo the seatbelt, pop the door, get out, immediately kind of blade off, standing, not aggressively, but my legs are where they need to be. And the guy ends up stopping. Already realized I don't want to be in the driver's seat. Also, no shoot, drunk. Not going to basically pull this pistol and do a bill drill into this guy. Probably a no shoot, right? So I end up dealing with this situation. Long story short, he ends up leaving. I know that if he gets close to reactionary gap, whoever goes first wins. So once he gets close, I'm going to go first to make sure I win and just crush this dude physically as best I can. Because I'm not going to let something bad happen to me, especially with my kids right there in the back seat. But yeah, I was basically able to draw from those two totally random scenarios in that AMTAC shooting course and be like, okay, here's a course of action. To that end, I will show you this drill and maybe you will be able to draw from it in future experiences. To go ahead and set the stage, right here, you are in your vehicle. You're going to start out buckled in the driver's seat. Loved one is going to be next to you. For the sake of my scenario, it's going to be one of my boys buckled in, sitting on their booster seat. You're basically stuck in traffic. You just happen to be going somewhere and it's basically cars in front and in back. You can't take your vehicle anywhere. The situation starts to develop. There's some sort of peaceful rally that goes sideways in which everyone's life but yours matters, at which point you and your loved one need to get out of there. So I will run you through how the targets are set up and what we end up doing. As I mentioned, for me, with driving around with my sons most of the time, I have this guy, about 65 pounds. This is one of my boys. You do you. If you want to have like a 220-pound dummy in a dress, like Carl across the front, no judgment. Figure out what works for you. This, for me, probably the most realistic. So that's going to be buckled in about 2 yards outside my driver's window. I have an IPSC Target, and from about here back that way, I have a reduced steel silhouette by TATargets. It's about 10 yards away. So that is how this is going to be set up. I'm going to start again in the driver's seat, buckled up. I'm starting buckled in, sitting here. Ideally, as this situation starts to develop around us and we start slowing down, maybe we'd have enough forethought to take the seatbelt off. For the sake of this drill, we're going to say we hadn't. This person's coming up. They go from just being agitated to becoming a shoot target. Whatever that is, with respect to you being able to rationalize the use of deadly force, that happens when they're about 2 yards away. What we're going to do is actually work a slow draw. So I have my pro timer here. I have a 10-second par time set. Reason being, I'm giving myself 10 seconds to basically slow draw. If you go big right here, this person who's closing the distance or just at about 2 yards away, they're gonna see that and they'll probably react accordingly, and if they go first, they may very well win. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our 10 seconds to slow draw and get our shots. Start my pro timer, I'm sitting here, 10 seconds, verbalize if you want, hey man, just looking at getting out of here, don't want any trouble, anything like that. Come here, break your 2 shots high into the thoracic cavity. At that point, we're gonna come, trace down, get rid of our seatbelt, post our door, threat, nope, that one's dead. As we've addressed that threat. We're gonna come out and break around the back of our vehicle. Quick note, kind of value add, when we get out of the vehicle, we post that door with our left foot, gives us a second to kind of take in more situation. Like, does this dude need more rounds? No, he doesn't. Okay. At that point, we're gonna come around the vehicle, carry the weapon however you want. Honestly, it'll probably be dictated by the range you're at. We're gonna come up here, just in front of our A pillar, and we are going to break 2 rounds. Sorry, we're gonna get 2 hits on our steel that's at about 10 yards. Again, idea being this is a protest gone sideways of some sort. Multiple people, this person becomes a shoot threat. We're gonna get 2 hits there. We're then gonna go ahead and holster our pistol. Don't really need it in here with a screaming, flailing date, child, whatever it is. Gonna come in here, undo the seatbelt, retrieving my loved one. I'm gonna get him out, change levels some, draw my weapon again, come out, get 2 more hits on the steel here. At which point, breaking contact, moving laterally. As we're moving laterally, we're gonna keep our pistol in a safe direction, whether it's out in front where you can see the muzzle, whether it's up here or here because of weird limitations of your range. But we've created separation, moving laterally. Right now, I'm about 15 yards. I'm gonna get 2 more hits on steel, at which point this party's over. Ugh, that's heavy. Starting here in the driver's seat, buckled in, I'm gonna have my 10-second par time to slow draw and break 2 shots. Hey man, don't want any trouble. My son and I just come back from the movies. We just want to get home, just hang out, give us... Hang on, buddy, let me get you out of here. Hang on. I'm gonna take those are 2 edge shots. That reduced silhouette is even more reduced bladed, and we're at 46.01. I'm gonna run this one more time, basically breaking down all the components. Again, we're starting with our slow draw, 10-second par time, buckled in. Hey man, don't want any trouble. My son and I were just trying to get out of here, trying to get back. We just got done watching a movie. We just want to end the night. Hang on, buddy. Gonna get out of there. 1 second. Don't worry, buddy. Get you out of here. Come on. Oh, this shot's hard. I've definitely missed a couple. That right there is the date night drill. Not that you're going to be in this situation and respond this way, but it gives us the opportunity to work on a bunch of different individual things combined. By way of example, we get to work on our slow draw from the driver's seat. Get our weapon out, break those shots. We don't want to go big right off the bat maybe. After that, end up posting up the door, work on getting out, having been in a seatbelt in the front seat of a vehicle. Come around the vehicle, break our shots, then whether it's one-handed or two-handed, we end up reholstering. We get our loved one out, this little guy right here. Then we get an opportunity to work a one-handed draw, because I know always have opportunity to do two-handed draws in real life. Chances are you're probably gonna have your hands full. So we get an opportunity to work our one-handed draw, come down here again, get to break shots, one-handed again, carrying something, carrying a load, run down, break two more shots. Those last shots, honestly, those are pretty difficult, especially this being a reduced silhouette, and we're liable for every round. I absolutely missed some rounds from down there. It's a hard shot at 15 yards, especially carrying this thing, being a little bit winded, shooting one-handed, but get what you get. If you get the opportunity to set this up and run it, let me know what it does for you. I think it's a lot of fun and get to work a bunch of different skills. Let me know what kind of time you get. And if you appreciate my content, I greatly appreciate your support, whether it's liking and sharing videos or picking up stickers or patches, maybe access to the Badger Den over at kitbadger.com, shirts through Teespring, or supporting me through Patreon. Appreciate all of it. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time. If you get the opportunity to set this up and run it, let me know what it does for you. If you get the opportunity to set this up and run it, let me know what it does for you. Let me know what kind of... If you get the opportunity to set this up and run it, if you get the opportunity, it's got to be like a class or something.